time again in this mean old town, and you're so far away from me. And where are you when the sun goes down? You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. You're so far I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. Alright. I'm tired of being in love and being all alone when you're so far away from me. I'm tired of making out on the telephone, 'cause it's so far away from me. You're so far away from me. You're so far I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. Alright. And I get so tired when I have to explain, and you're so far away from me. See, you've been in the sun and I've been in the rain, and you're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. You're so far I just can't see. You're so far away from me. You're so far away from me. Check it out. So far away from me. Oh, you're so far away from me. Yeah, you're so far away from me. So far away from me. And you're so far away from me. So far away from me. So far away from me.
Sing.
Homeless, homeless, moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless, homeless, moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless,
We are
homeless, the moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. We are homeless,
homeless.
homeless, the moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. To see all you, to see all you, to see all your men.
I'm Kaza Semunele.
To see all you, to see all you, to see all your men.
I'm Muslim.
To see all you, to see all you, to see all your men. To see all you, to see all you, to see all your men. To see all
Strong wind,
strong,
strong wind.
destroy our homes. Many dead tonight it could be.
Strong wind.
Strong wind, strong wind. Many dead tonight it could be. Homeless, homeless, homeless. Moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless, 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 homeless. Moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless, homeless. Moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake.
Somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody sing, somebody cry, why? Somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody say, somebody cry, why? Somebody say,
Heed your man up, heed your man up. Yes, I know, I know. Heed your man up, heed your man up. Yes, I know, I know. Heed your man up. Yes, I know, I know. Heed your man up. Yes, I know, I know.
somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody say, somebody cries, why? Somebody say, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody say, somebody cry, why? Kulumani,
Kulumani sizwe.
singenze njani?
Bayajabula basithanda. Yo.
And finally then, her son, Ian, Haley, Scott, Lily didn't come unfortunately, Jess, Sophie, Ronnie, Joey and Callum. Callum's inside, he doesn't want to come out, he's fed up. Thank you for coming and helping, especially those who, like George, who worked continuously from last Thursday, and those who provided the crockery and all the food, yummy stuff. Now, have I forgotten anybody?
Yes.
James, well done. Yeah, I always make one mistake to see if people are listening. James and Fanush and Nathan. And I've known James again for about 20 years. Okay, that's all done now. Anne was born in Glasgow in 1944, growing up in Penally on the outskirts. She moved to Zimbabwe with the family when she was 14 and first lived in Bulawayo. It's a Marmite city. You either love it or you hate it. Although I was born in Bulawayo, I hated it. But she loved it. She loved the outdoors and the gardens and going on picnics in a place called Matopus. And after school, she followed her father into teaching at teacher training college in Bulawayo. The family then moved to Salisbury, now called Harare, and around this time she also hitched around Europe with Brenda. I think, wasn't it? You didn't hitch. You drove.
We had a little mini.
A little mini, oh yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And a tent. So when I say here, she told me stories of kindness from the locals and panic when others attempted to seduce the English girls. Yeah. During a sabbatical, no manners. So during a sabbatical, she came to England. Wait, enough.
I told you, James.
Where she worked for a while at Heel's department store in London as a lift attendant. She was one of those very lucky people who knew exactly what they wanted to do in life and did it. Teaching, she loved every minute of it, even the management meetings, although sometimes they caused her to chunter a bit. She started teaching in Zimbabwe 50 years ago. In Zimbabwe she also met Austin Nyirenda, who came to work for her parents. They formed a very special relationship and he called her his sister. There's a picture of him on the table in there and his family, extended family. She kept in touch with Austin and his large family, and her summer clothes that she had are going to be sent to them so they can be close to her. She loved to read whenever possible and would spend hours with her head burrowed into the latest Haruki Murakami or Nadine Gordimer or Margaret Atwood. She loved gardening every year, and we would wait for her 15 hanging baskets, which I hadn't done yet, to adorn the house every year. She loved music of all sorts, and you can see some of her favourite artists and songs up on the windows and doors there. Okay. She loved cricket. She loved cricket and enjoyed watching the games at the GS Bowl and at Lord's. She would love to play herself. She also loved watching rugby, especially when England played, although there was a split loyalty when England played Scotland. I have a video of her somewhere standing in front of the TV when the All Blacks did a haka, and she was doing the haka in front of the TV. I'll have to put it on YouTube sometime, I think. She was so excited when Ian arrived in 1980. Ian was so special to her. She wrote poems about him with tiny square fingers and tiny toes, and loved him completely. With her mum Margaret, she enjoyed many happy hours with him and his friends when they were toddlers. She adored her mother. They were lucky to share each other for 30 years after her father died. She reluctantly retired in 2003 at the Hamble School, taking an early retirement due to ill health, and then really set about enjoying her reading and gardening, although she managed to kill every bonsai and hebe plant she ever got. In 2008, Ian met Hayley and brought her around, our special daughter-in-law. And soon afterwards, Ian came to tell us the news. "Sit down, Mum," he said. "Hayley's got children." Anne smiled. "Lovely," she said. "How old are they?" 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. She always wanted 6 kids. She smiled got even bigger. And the 6th grandchild, Julie, arrived. Little Callum was inside. Her darling Callum. And the weekend before her death, Jess told her she was pregnant. Another big smile from her. The first great-grandchild. Her life was filled with people who loved her. When we came from Africa, we brought a dear little dog called Plutzy with us, which was a Maltese poodle, and a wedding present which George gave us, called a cat called Boji. I won't tell you how the names were derived because they're a bit obscene. But when Ian and when they died in 1989, she said, "I'm not having any more pets ever again." But when Ian and Hayley asked us to look after their kitten in 2008 for a weekend, she relented. Meggie stole her heart, and the weekend became permanent, and Meggie's still somewhere around here as well. And in 2016, she relented again. She got her adoring dog, Mui. Even the animals understood what a loving and special person she was. Mui was going to spend the afternoon with his parents, but he's met Jack now and they're having fun here. I met Anne in 1971, November 1971, through her brother, with whom I was at university. Our first date was to go riding, and she turned up with lacquer-stiff winged hair, jeans, t-shirt and flip-flops. Clearly she misunderstood what we were going to do. In 1972, we sat on a bench near a flat that we shared with John and Linda and other people, and discussed a couple of Anne's parents' friends, called Madge and Johnny, who'd been married for 60 years. We debated how anyone could survive a marriage for that length of time, and I popped the question, "Do you think we could make it?" "Yes," she said, and the rest is history. The years have gone too quickly. In 1974, Anne was diagnosed with a heart murmur, a stenosed mitral valve, and when she struggled to climb some hills in the Chimanimani Mountains in eastern Zimbabwe. She had open heart surgery in Zimbabwe to stretch the valve. We moved to the UK in 75, and in 82 she had a plastic valve inserted in her heart that changed her life. She could do almost anything. The valve should have lasted 20 years, and was still working 36 years later, until last year when she became increasingly ill as the valve began to fail. She struggled through all of it, as was her wont, smiling and never complaining, or rarely complaining. I nicknamed her Mother Teresa, although there's something on the TV last night which makes that a bit dubious. She was always understanding, loving, forgiving and affectionate. Her struggle finally ended in January, and it was her wish to have this teapot. Thanks, mate. Now, I found this folder, which is things that the kids wrote when she left school. I'd like to just read one of these to you. Oi! Stop it! Just one of them. Right, Mrs. Appel was a kind and generous and considerate lady. We were taught by her in year 2. We remember all these things of her. Her jewellery was pretty, and some of it was glittery. She always wore silver rings and all sorts of lovely things. I wonder if she still wears them now, even though she doesn't live in our town. Don't know what the rhyming there. Teds. She's got all kinds of Teds. She kept some by her bed, but George was the best. He's now retiring, having a good rest. And the last bit, Mrs. Appel is intelligent as a bat, and she's as kind as a cat. She's as clever as the teachers. She's really a cool creature. She's pretty as a rose with a lovely, really cute nose. You can have a look at this if you want. I think that sums her up. I miss her every day. I miss her smile. She would be smiling now if she could see all of you. Thanks for coming. Give her a clap. Right, off.
After this now.
Wise move, you guys.
If I step backwards, do I end up in the pond?
I wouldn't go back anymore.
Feeling the lower back with you. So they've got my little massager on the chair in his room, you know, one of those homemedics. And it helps to put that on once every evening.
Oh, you're looking good.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Wait. I know it's my favourite thing.
Yeah, come on then. You wait yourself, Gavin. Come on then. Zombie.
I'm with the dog.
Patches to the west, bars on the sun and the west. When you really come in the off-road, man,
Sorry.